Hello, Lockdown Workshop again. What have we got today? So this one's been dropped off. Kids bike. Under the kids bike for a while. Never seen one of these before. It's Team Sky branded. If I had to guess, probably on a Scott frame. They usually are a frame. You can see it's a well-made bike. It's got a few issues. We'll tear into it in a minute. I know what some of them are, and we've kind of temporarily fixed one of them. We'll see what we can do. Still halfway through the Mammoth, put our Tango back together. So we'll drop Tango out of the lift. I'll have to stick the front wheel back on temporarily, even though that's not ready. And then we'll give this one a quick once over and see if we can send this one on its way quickly, so I can crack back on with Tango. Put you in the stand, bring you back in. Right, she's up in the mount. Mystery solved. It's a Frog69 by Frog Cycles and supplied by Lancet. Do you know what? We used to cycle up to Lancet when I was a young'un to get our parts from there when we were on long rides. Lancet Cycles. I haven't been there for years. I keep forgetting about it. Oh, it's all pinging and popping off. Oh, Jaguar. Look at that. Quite nice. Right, that shouldn't be down there for starters. So I don't know why that is down there. So that needs to be rerouted underneath there. Use that to hold it up. So I suspect that might have been replaced if none of the others are Jaguar. Now I'd say that that definitely needs trimming down a bit. That might be part of the problem. It's too long. It's putting too much. Mind you, that's the gear lever. What's the other one running on the other gears? Oh, it hasn't got one. So that could very well be Jaguar. Right. I haven't tested the gears yet. Let's just see what the chain's telling us. We're all right, just about. It'll last another year before it needs another chain. At least these 8 speeds, the chains aren't very expensive. Just test a couple. It's still out. We're all right. I think it give another 6 months. It'll probably, well, 6 months. It's a kid's bike. Give me about another 10 or 12 rides, and it might be through there. I think we'll be all right. Let's see what it's like where the bits where it's under. No, that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. Could do a bit of a clean up. We'll have a look at that. That seems to be going okay. Right, we'll drop you in the stand and just have a look at what I already know. That's right. In fact, we'll show you. So, front brakes, they're fine. Right, back brakes. Well, that's not going to help, is it? Come on, you muppet. Right, let's just take it so that's off there. Now, that's interesting. So these brakes are sticking. When I put the back brake on, they were sticking. Yeah, they're still a bit spongy. Are they still spongy when I do it with that one? Yeah, something definitely not 100% happy with them. When this bike came, this was out completely. The cable was out of the guide there, and these were completely off. So there's something not quite right. I need to just trace it back. It could be the same thing, that these are just too long. Yeah, it's not returning. That's not jamming on there again, is it? But it wasn't when we were doing testing our seats. They are stuck on them. Yeah, they're stuck. Yeah, and you can see it's starting to come out of there. So we'll tear that down and have a look at it. Try and do this one. So this is what it was like. I might as well show you now. It was like that basically, and the back brake, well, obviously wasn't working. Yeah, it's definitely a bit draggy up there. So we'll get that out and we'll have a look at it. Yeah, it's we'll have a look at that. Don't know what the gears are like. There is only one gear. It's an 8-speed. Stick in the let's do the usual. Let's cycle through the gears. Go all the way down, see what it goes up like. Oh, it's okay. Not bad. That one don't seem to move okay. Click. Oh, a bit jumpy. I'll have to give it a bit more. Yeah, it's not quite right. I think it just wants re-indexing. Indexing slightly out. So it just wants a tweak putting on that. If I can remember which way these go. I think it's anti-clockwise. Look at that. I'm good, aren't I? I suspect I want a little bit more play in one of those. Let's have a look at you. Excuse me, squeeze me coming fast. There's a little bit of movement there. I think that's the right one. Could be wrong. Could be that one. Let's have a look at that then. See if it feels any better. Yeah, it was a bit tight at the top. I was pushing against the lock, so it wasn't. You were only just had enough to. It would have been okay before because there was slack on the cable, but once we took the slack out of the cable, there was nowhere for it to. There was nowhere for the lock to on the indexer to ratchet down to. So that's fine now. Let's just have a quick look and make sure we've not, because I hit the bottom one instead of the top one first. Right, that's taking it a little bit lower. All we need to do is just turn it back a bit. Right, so with these, he wants to be so that the center of the cog on the lowest gear is to the edge of the guide jockey. Well, I say on this, on most of the Shimano ones, and actually the SRAM ones, because I've looked it up, haven't I, the other day? Ah, that's much nicer. Just that little bit of... So we'll give the chain a clean as well. I suspect the chain needs a bit of a... Don't think I can get these... we'll have a quick look at that. I'm not sure I can get those wheels off. That hub off. If I can, I'll give that a clean as well. We'll give the chain a quick clean. I'll wipe the bike down. I'm not going to clean it. I don't clean bikes. That's Wayne's job. So let's have a look at this then. See where this dragginess is. Yeah, that's you know what? It could actually even just be the lever, but it's definitely dragging in there. No, it's not. It's that. I suspect it's just the outer, to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll change the outer. I'll grease these up just in case. I mean, they feel fine. Maybe that one's a little bit stiff. So I might put a bit of grease on them, just lube them up a bit. And then we'll see where we go with that. I think there's actually nothing wrong with these, but I suspect these are the original cables. But this one's just got a bit graunchy. So we'll get this off. I've seen that before. It was rather nice. That's the cleverest idea in the world, but right. I'll turn you off for a second. We're back in the room. Right, so what we're going to do is just going to pop this cable out. It's got some kind of a protector on. I've not seen that before, but that's a bit awkward. Right, so there we go. Take the end cap off. Pop this out. I could understand putting it between that bit there, but not this end bit here, because it's kind of. I think what you're potentially doing is making it so it could slide out of there, and you've completely mashed that now. So I've got absolutely bugger all chance of getting this through now without actually cutting that off, and then it'll be too short. I think. I might have to put a new cable in here. Yeah, I think I have to stick a new cable in there. I didn't want to. It seems to be moving better now. Let us have a look at this. See if we can work out what's going on. So it's quite possible it could have just had some muck stuck in the end of here, and me wanging this up and down has actually cleared it out, but that does appear to be moving okay. It's a bit corroded up. What's this look like? Yeah, same with that. It's galvanized. You can see it's coming off from my fingers. It is galvanized cable. So I think what we've got there is just a bit of. We'll be on the safe side. We'll stick a new cable on. They're only £3. And I've got some. It says. If we can find it. What have we got? Frog stainless steel. So stainless steels. How much are they? £3.50. So we'll stick a. Oh, crap! They're no good. They're not universal. That was a bit of an own goal. Nope. These are all road bike ones. That's a bit rubbish. Let me have a look. We're back. Right, so road bike. It says road bike on there. For some reason, I thought I bought dual ends. Sometimes you get them with one of those ends on and one of those ends on the other end, and you just cut off the end you don't want. So just in case you don't know, that's kind of the old BMX mountain bike connector, and that's a typical road bike connector. You do get odd ones in between. You might get a hybrid bike that uses one of these. It's unlikely you're going to get a road bike that uses one of them. It's usually these controls here. They're pretty much all standard. And the reason, I don't know if you can, this is pretty much how they work. There's a hole under there that fits it in, it drops through, and then you lock it in, and that's pretty much how it works. It's like the flock is used. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an old BMX's trick, because we were tight back in the day. I'll pop the, I'll cut that off and try and get this fed through here. Or what I'll do is I'll just get a bit of, sorry, you're not looking at it. I will get some wet and dry I've got, and we will just lightly clean this up, and then I will lube it with some Teflon, which is dry grease, and it'll impregnate the wires, because it's galvanized, but it is smooth. It's been rolled, so it should come back. It does feel a bit tight. Ideally, I wanted to get these off because I wanted to sort of preen these holes out, see if I could make them a bit smoother. But well, we are where we are. I don't think there's any issues with this bit. Sometimes these are a bit graunchy as well, but it is a bit. But there's a nylon piece in there, so actually the Teflon. There you go. It's come out now, so we can get that out and we can clean that as well, and then we'll see what we can do. All right, bring you back. Say hello. I don't know where to put you now. Shall I bring you over here? You can stand here. Look against this instead of staring into the light. Don't stare into the light. Just my gubbins. Alright. So it's just a bit of emery cloth. It's a bit coarser than I would like, but all I'm doing is just knocking off. So you can see it's brightening up already. You could use something like an abrasive cutting compound. That would do it. Just be careful you don't jink the wire like I nearly did then, because that'd be a disaster. So I can do so much of it here. You can see that's proper white. That's just come out of there. It's really contaminated, but it's cleaning up already. We'll pull that out. Do the same on this bit. I'm in a battle with the voice activation there. We're getting there now. It's cleaning up. That bit's still tight through there, but we'll see what happens when we put some. It's definitely running through. That's running through that bit lovely and smooth now. That's like butter. That bit's, this end bit here might have a bit of an issue. That's a bit draggy. It could be this end bit there. That's better. That's less draggy now. So it was that end bit was a bit twisted. So just straighten that up. That's flowing okay now. And then there's just this bit here. You see there's muck and gubbins coming out of it. I think what we do is it does feel like somebody sprayed some of that horrible liquidy stuff on it. So I'll just put a bit of brake cleaner on. See if we can. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's all it wanted. Just wanted a bit of lube in it, and that's fine now. PTFE. So it's PTFE, it's Teflon spray. All we're going to do is just put a bit on the cable, dry lube. Boom. People were saying you shouldn't really do this. Well, it's not going to hurt it because muck doesn't stick to it, and it's a dry lube. So that is running nicely now. Just need to get a bit more down inside there. Yep, I'm happy with that. So we will stick that back on. Let's bring you back over here. Ooh. Yeah, that feels a lot better now. What on do you go? Put that up. Oh, that's okay. That should go up like that. Oh, we've done now. Find out where we dropped the piece. There we go. Found it. Awkward. Could just cheat and just unhook it, clamp it up and put it back on again, but that's not how you do it. You do it so you make it hard for yourself. Right. I suspect that is dragging through there, so they're going okay now. Reasonably happy with that. I still think these cables that they put on are too long. Yeah, because if you move them up, they run a whole lot better. But that's not the point. We'll wind that up to where it's supposed to be. Oh. What's the state of these brake pads? There's still some of them. Let's see, even that one's too long. It's too long. No, do you know what? I don't like it. They are too long. And that's what's causing most of the problems here. They are too long. You're still there? Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, you beauty, we've got her off. That saved a bit of hassle. Right, so what I can do now is I can actually blow some Teflon down there. Right, that was a bit stiff. So this wasn't about reaming the holes out. So there's a tool on there that just makes sure that they are at the right size, and there's nothing blocking them on the inside. So again, we can blast some Teflon straight down there now. Right, this one is too long, so yeah, that's tight. Question is, have I got some bits? What have we got loitering in here? I think these are, no, that's a, yeah, so at least one Jaguar bit. Might be a better option actually. Take it around that side. Yeah. I like that better. I do like that better. Right, so I'm just going to work out which end of these is the tricksy end. That feels okay. It's a little bit draggy, that one. So we'll take this end off. Take that much off. See where that leaves us. A nice shiny new Jaguar end on it. And see where that leaves us. Put a Teflon down it. Let's just stick it on the other end first. Right. we've got this bit, and we should have another bit. I've put the other bit. I've lost the other bit. There it is. So we also think we need to clean that one down just a little bit because it was a bit long. So not too much off it. It doesn't really matter because I've got plenty of these bits. Let's just take that much off. Clean it out. Bit of lube. Bit of lube. Should actually be able to cut this off, to be honest, because yeah, after all that we can cut this off now anyway. Very clean cut. Don't need a new pair of them. They are actually proper brake cable shears. So if we swing that around there, chuck it on there. Find that piece that we've lost again. What I will do is I will just put a blob in there. So that helps soaking. And then clean it off the rim. Catching the tyre a little bit as well, that's not good. Right. Bingo bongo. Fiddly flipping things. Right. I need to be careful with this because there's actually a ton of slack in that on there. Let's be a bit naughty and clamp it on the, just hook it on the saddle. There we go, that's the solution. Just don't drop the bike. Don't drop the bike. Right, I need to have a bit of play in it, I think. See where that locks off that. Oh, look at them now. Look at them beauties, even though that's upside down. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter really, does it? Whether it goes that way or that way. Right. They work absolutely perfect. Right. I'm going to bother torquing these. Right, so the only thing we're going to do now is just centre them. So, you might have noticed I don't like brakes that aren't centred. So if you look at this, it is hitting, well, this side's not coming off at all. Now it could be the wheels not centred. We will check that. Let's just get it down and just make sure that the wheels where it should be before we go any further. That's been well and truly over tightened. And the idea is don't put it somewhere where you can't get your fingers behind it. Right, so let's see where they are now. It did move a bit. Right, see, let's do it where you can see it. I think you can see that. Let's put you in line. Hey, look at my feet. I've got my safety sandals on. So you can see this side's touching the rim. And the rim is, I can't see if it's centre, but it must be because I've leant on the back and adjusted it. So what we need to do first is put more pressure on the spring on this one. So we wind this in. So I'll give that quarter of a turn. We take quarter a turn off that one. Right, so it's coming off the rim a bit now. But it's still hitting that one first. So what we need to do is get the spring to pull that one further away. So tighten it up a quarter again. Take it off a quarter on this side. I know what you're thinking. Get a bloody haircut. No. There we go. It's all about the attention to detail. They're perfect. Now, lovely bit of movement on them. Now, what you can do with these is you can actually tuck them. In fact, they do have a catcher. So you can, what there is you tuck that behind there and you put it in there. And it keeps it out of the way so you don't catch your legs. So what we'll do is we'll just put an end on there. Oh. Stick some mirrors back in there. What have we got? See, that's cost absolutely nothing because that's just all the bits that are left over from other brake repairs and things. And fortunately, people are fairly reasonable. Like I said, I don't charge for any of this. I do it for free because I enjoy doing it. And also it's good content for the channel, let's be honest. Oh, that might, you know what, that might actually be a a gear one. They do normally fit both. You just have to squeeze them a bit more. Nope. No. How have I managed to do that? Have I actually finally run out of the brake ones? If so, that will be slightly distressing. I think these do say they are shifter, yeah. So I can see some bigger ones in there. And then I'm just going nuts. Sure, I've got some stuff somewhere. And also, I'm going to have to buy some brake ones. What's it? Oh no, there we go. I thought they fit. They're just really tight. You can use shifter ones on brake cables, which is why I only buy brake cable ones. No, I wasn't going nuts. That's it. Just get 2 little nips. That tucks into there, like so. Just make sure it's not going to rub. Just a little bit more. Can't see it now. What are them ducks doing? That's better. Look at them. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so front's okay, just wants tightening up a bit, I think, that one. Probably put these weird plastic things on and they don't fit in the clips. And these aren't adjusted very well either. Typical. Back one too tight, front one not tight enough. Yeah, that's going well. Maybe a little bit more pressure on this side. And stick a bit of lube on as well. Cool. Oops, you're looking at the floor again, aren't you? I do that all the time. Right, let me just go and check. We're back. Recording. I know it's the same one. I noticed that the thing's broken. I chucked one out the other day because I've got loads of these lying around. And I thought, you know what? I never put these on a bike. There you go. So we'll stick that on for Charlotte. Job's a good one. Still a few more bits to do. Is that lights? I think they're lights, aren't they? Ooh! Oh! Not sure it should have red on the front, but we'll let that ride. No, that's okay. Quite pleased with that. Front wheels seem okay. I haven't checked actually I've not done an M check, have I? Bottom bracket's okay, that's spinning. Everything's fine on this bike, there's nothing wrong with it. Right, I've just got to clean the chain. I'll go and get the new chain cleaner for that. Give that a quick once over. And then I'll stick this on. See if it fits or not. Paying attention. Assume it is a Aussie and not a Phillips. Tempted to turn this over actually, because probably not the best place to have it facing that way up, because the screws are just going to pick up all them up. But if I turn it over, it's going to run straight into the threads of the nut behind it. So I think you buggered both ways with that one. Yeah, they are exactly the same. In theory, that should just drop into there nicely now. See, that's why you don't chuck anything out. See, that's a lesson to me there. Don't chuck it out. I dread working on kids' bikes because they tend to have cheaper components on. They're only designed to last the lifetime of the bike because the kids generally smash the bikes to pieces, and that's not quite right, that one. Yeah, what's a bit more on there? That's wound all the way in, that one. Probably tighten that one up too much. Yeah, that one's got too much spring on it now. Right, let's go and get the new chain clean invaded in a minute. Here there. Right, so cheap eBay one. I think it's about £7. Because I'm sick of paying a fortune for them and then breaking them after 2 minutes. It's a bit smaller than I expected it to be. It's got all exactly the same filaments in that the other one's got. So let's see how it does. Has it got a fill line? Usually have a fill line in. Can't ever tell what's top and what's bottom. That's the bottom. So it's got magneting. Never had one like that before. So any bits of metal and stuff, it catches it in the bottom. So I'm guessing the fill line is anywhere that's not flowing out. So it doesn't flow out the holes. That in there. Oops. That just come off there. It has. Don't put it down. Mind you, I suppose that's okay then, because it stops it from falling over. So a bit tight on here. With it being a kid's bike, the tyres are quite close to the. Mind you, they're 26 or 24. I've got to tell. I'd say they're a 26. So I don't know why it's that tight. Let me put that back on the frame so we don't drop it. See what else we could do with as well. Where's she gone? So, this is what you should be doing. How many times have I said this? Don't use that sticky oil, it's horrible. Just buy one of these, fill it with this stuff. And no, I'm not product sponsored. So I've had that about 10 years. And you can see how much I've still got left. Okay, I'm not renowned for cleaning my chain. I could probably clean it once a month. So the general rule of thumb with your chain is if it looks black and it's shiny black, it's okay. That's just the oil still fresh. If it looks black and it's dull, stand over here. It always does it. Every time I'm making a point, it decides to shut off. So what was I saying? Right, chains. If they look shiny and black, or they just look shiny, they're fine. If they look dull and crusty or rusty, they're not fine. So shiny black is actually okay. That's just your oil's working. And as soon as you use oil, it turns black, basically. If it's shiny, it's fine. So you don't need to do it every single time. Because actually, you just clean it off and put it back on again. And if it was a motorbike chain, you'd actually be doing some damage because they have rubber O-rings. You see, that's absolutely manky in there. So, and what was I saying? Yes, the gunk. I've just heard that thing pop out again. There we go. That magnet's going to be a bit of a nightmare. I can feel it. What's it got a filler hole at the top? So some of these have a little filler hole at the top where you can fill them, but I'm not sure if this does or it doesn't. Could read the instructions. I don't think it came anywhere with it because it, as you can tell, it's made out of the finest quality Chinesium. Anything in there? No. Nothing in the box. Let's put it on there instead of on the thing. So as I was saying, yeah, this stuff you can get it from your generic motoring products shops. I bought that, like I said, about 10 years ago, and you can see how much I've used. I think I've bought a new one down there. I don't know if there's a price on it. It wasn't very much. It's like about 15 quid for that. Now, if you buy the muck-off one, that's 5 litres. You buy the muck-off one, you'll pay about 20 quid for a litre, and it's exactly the same stuff. It's bio-friendly, it's citrus-based, and it's called gunk. So it's what they use on engines. So you pour it all over your engine, and it cleans that level of muck off an engine. So if you can do that, it's going to work wonders on a chain. Right, So there's the scabbiest cloth I can find. Don't lose that. There we go, this one will do. So just get a really nasty rag for cleaning this down. Not going to thank you. While you're doing this, it's good to feel the chain as well, because if you've got any damage on the chain, you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your fingers. Your fingers are quite sensitive. You know what you're looking for as well is any jumping links as it goes around the tightest part. Yeah, try not to eat your own cloth. That's all right. So now I'm just going to clean the jockey wheels off and just check them now. They look okay. Well, this bottom one does anyway. These are oversized jockey wheels. You do like an oversized jockey wheel. Just watch your fingers when you're doing it this way around. You'll take your knuckles off in no time at all. You know what, that's actually not too bad. It does feel like it might have had some of that winter grease on it at some point. There's a little bit of chiselling to be done with the finger there. But these are quite, like I said, they're lower. The Altus is pretty much at the bottom of the Shimano range. So you can get spare parts for them, but they generally don't. I mean, that's fine, but the plastic's not tough. Dogs are going off and giving it one. Teeth look fine on there. I'll just give that a quick wrap round with the special rattling one I've got. Just make sure we've got no crap in there. Right, watch your fingers. So this just breaks off any big lumps and gets them out. And then if you sprayed it down, which I'm going to do again, what you can do is you can give it a really good rat out. It's not worth, I'm not going to take it off and put it in the parts washer like I do with the other ones, because it might not be that type of, it might not have a Shimano quick release, but it'll generally be one block anyway, so actually I'm not gaining anything other than I'm able to give it a good soak. It's coming back, it's not too bad. Right. I have no idea what them dogs are doing. So are you, pooches? Right, I'm just going to put some of this on here just to get soaked through, to get into the deep bits, so I can, and most of it will evaporate off. I'm going to try and get some into these just because it will penetrate into the bits where I can't get with the oil, and they do have a funny little dry bearing in these that has little sculpts for oil to get through into. That's looking all right. Just give it a bit of a wipe down. That chain looks fine. Look at that chain now. You wouldn't have thought it would have looked like that looking at it a few minutes ago. There's a quick wipe down, doesn't it? Have a look at this, just make sure there's no problems with this. You need to be careful with these because sometimes these chain catchers get broken, and if they come off, they do have a tendency to flick the chain out, or even fly off with a big lump sticking out just to catch you on the shin as your leg's coming around. So generally they're all right, but it's if you've had an impact, you've put an impact on them. And obviously you can't get to the teeth in there to clean the teeth up unless you take these off. I think this one you can actually take it off and get it out, so I suspect that screws through and that'll come out, and then you can hopefully, well, I don't think you can get the one on the other side out. Hi up there, we're having a bear visit. What are you doing, mate? That's a big dog. It's a Hungarian Commodore. Right. That's the first thing Charlotte can do is give a bike fix when she gets back. Yeah, I'm betting this has been to one of those service places because all they've done is just squirted. Oh, we've got a buckle wheel. It is a bit. Interesting. I'm not going to mess with that. It's not worth it on kids' bikes. You true them up and then you true them up again. That said, come on. I'm sure I've got one of these in there anyway. Right. Right, so it's about there. So, what did I just say? I wasn't going to do it. Oh well, here goes. So this one wants smacking it off. That one wants smacking it off. And that wants smacking it off. And that wants smacking it off. Just see how that's going. That's better. It's got a bit of an egg in the rim as well. There's not a lot we can do about that. That's all right. Yeah, it looks like somebody's been a bit happy with the white grease, possibly to make it look like it's been sealed. Possibly not. That one there. Right, so what was he going to do? Oh yeah, we're going to put some oil on it. So this is, I was going to show, I think I've shown you on the other ones, but I'll show you again. So this is what I use again. It's Bofstick. It's actually oil for a... You were turned over there while I was treeing up that wheel. Why weren't you paying attention? Anyway. That's completely thrown me. Oh, you completely missed all me truing up that wheel. It had a right egg in it. It was banging both sides of the fork, so I've pulled it all straight now. That's why it's still spinning round. So this is, they use it in nail guns. A couple of drops in it. If you've got anything that, any mechanical air tools, you have an inline oiler. That's the oil that goes in it. Again, I think it's about £10–15 for that. You pay £10 for one of these things from the bike shop. So, and that's all this has got. It's just got some of that in it. So, yeah. The problem is now this has got the brake cable snagged in there. So that's us. Now look this way. Come on, pay attention. So just a couple of drips. Drip, 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 drip. That's it. So what I'm going to do is just run it. that sounds lush. And so they don't thank you when they get oil all over the car. Just get a rag and just run off the excess. If you've got too much oil on there, all it's going to do is just attract the muck and grease. And that's it. I'd call that a, let's see if we can get this one clean. Because we've got a bit of a muck on that one. There we go. I think that's we'll call that one a win. So, Team Sky, Frog69, slightly inappropriate for a child's bike's name, possibly. Yeah, it is 69. Team Sky. Done. I'm not going to clean it. I'm not going to clean. I keep looking at this and thinking, oh, I could just put a bit on there and clean that off. I've got a bit of, oh, okay, I'll rub the oil off the tyres. That's the spray cleaner. Don't worry, you're all right. I'm not putting more oil on. So there you go. Leave that for the kids to do. They can clean that off. Should learn how to clean their own bikes like I never did. I did actually. I used to look after them all the time. Right. We'll get that one back. We'll give Sue a ring. Tell her Charlotte's bike's ready. And it's cost nothing. Job's a good one. Hey. Remember, hit like, lucky, likey, subscribey, whatever it is. I don't know where they put it now. They keep moving it. It's up there, down there. It'll say subscribe. Hopefully we'll get that one finished soon, because I do rather want to ride it now. And as always, if you've got anything with a motor on it that needs fixing, or you don't want any more, or you just want to see me take it to pieces, give me a shout. We'll get it on. We'll get it recorded. I would rather be doing that at the moment. I'm getting a bit sick to teeth with bikes, and you must be as well. He says we have still got those two to do in there over there. Still haven't decided which one I'm going to keep, or which one I'm going to put the Skyway wheels on. I think I'll probably let the GT go, and the one that's the mid-school copy of a DP Freestyler, I'll get that powder coated white and put the Skyway wheels back on that, because I think it's just I just like it. I'm probably going to take all the mid-school spinner off, because I really don't like that. They irritate me. But we'll see where we go with it. Might decide to keep it on. There we go. Those forks are actually Mongoose. Sorry, they're Tange forks, so they are genuine mid-school forks. The frame is a copy of a DP Freestyler, but I was going to just sticker it up as a Skyway and just have it as a tribute bar. I did try to get some CW Pro bars, but what I've got is the mid-school version of them. So they've got a tread gripper on the top for when you're doing your cherry pickers. Not that I do anything like that anymore. So I actually got a genuine Skyway saddle as well, and genuine Skyway brake pads are on the other one. So we'll see. I think the dogs are getting a bit overexcited. Right, so we'll call that a wrap for tonight. I'll stick this one up. I'm massively behind. I've got about 6 videos stacked up on the computer waiting to go, but what I'll probably do is put this one on and get this one up, because I think it's going to be a relatively short one. I don't know how many minutes we've booked. We've run 16 on this already. Anyway, right, we'll call that a wrap. Good night. Like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.